Right, and apparently we're back. Anyhow. So D. Vasquez pushed the Steel Samurai, Jack Hammer in the costume, off the stairs just like Hammer did to some poor dude 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. This is Edgeworth disintegrating because somebody lying to him has destroyed his perfect case. Yeah! 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. Could use a man like you on my scriptwriting team. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright. Say, for sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it, then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Yes, she had a van. Ms. Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? I mean, Of course, Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed into the van and put into the costume. Yeah, this would have been figured out ages ago if the police actually investigated anything other than their first assumption. That's a running theme in these cases, actually. The contrast is basically the police are, and therefore the prosecution, are building their case using deductive reasoning off of their initial assumptions, whereas you get into court, like they're working up from baseline assumptions, whereas you get into court and Phoenix starts using inductive reasoning, where he starts backwards from what he knows must have happened to figure out how that came about. You generally eventually meet in the middle, although it usually angers the prosecutor. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. And they probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Ms. Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. I'm smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win. Um, so what happens next? Hmm? Don't me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez, so it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right! But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. What? What? Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Sits as this witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely that she did it, but there's no proof. Yeah, this is Edgeworth struggling to put his case back together, slowly realizing that he may not have a case, and slowly getting angrier and angrier and angrier. I mean, the motive is sort of inferred. If Hammer stole the steel samurai costume to go confront Vasquez and she pushed him off the stairs into the fence is a pretty good... Like, he was obviously going out there in disguise so that nobody knew it was him, so the suggestion is that something nefarious was about to take place. It's pretty easy to conclude that he tried to kill her with the samurai spear, or whatever, and then she pushed him over the stair railing in self-defense. Like, clearly something bad was going down between the two of them, and that in itself implies a motive. Just, you know, blackmail and murder. Your average day in a TV studio. Not actually your average day in a TV studio. Film and TV sets are actually extremely boring.